This week on the Business and Marketing Scoop, I am talking with Greg Marah from Douglas Forest and Garden, all about how he grew Douglas Forest and Garden, along with his team there, to one of the biggest suppliers to the tree surgeon industry in the country. It's a really, really interesting discussion about how he started off in the company as a mechanic to where he is now, as one of the leading e-commerce platforms for tree surgeons. And also there's a B2B side of the business, selling everything from pools and hot tubs to lawnmowers and trimmers. A really, really interesting, thought-provoking, honest conversation about that business. I really, really hope you enjoy it. Greg, cheers for joining me, man.
You're welcome.
So you are a director of Douglas Forest and Garden.
Yes.
Where you've actually been a client of ours for probably a decade.
10 years now, I'd say, easily.
Jesus Christ.
Small little boys.
And I suppose there's two distinct parts to your business.
Yes.
There is kind of the consumer facing one, where if you want your garden to look pretty and you want fun things to do in your garden, you have the swimming pools, the hot tubs, the lawnmowers, the trimmers, all that to make your garden look great. And then there's the other side of the business, which is fascinating, and one we kind of ended up digging into a lot more this year, which is you're now probably the biggest supplier to tree surgeons and arborists in the country, supplying them with all like their riggy equipment for climbing up trees and the chainsaws and everything that goes along with that industry. So over the 10 years, I don't think I've ever asked you, how did you end up in that space? Because as far as I'm aware, you don't climb trees, at least not unless there's a few pints involved.
In the shop, say going back 12, 13, 15 years ago maybe, I'm there 29 years, this year 29. There used to be lads coming into the shop with the chainsaws, and I also had kind of a good fascination with the saws. I love selling the saws. I love showing them how they worked and putting the new chain in and showing them how to sharpen and all that carry on. But there was a lot of tree surgeons coming in as well with their with the new equipment. They might come in with nice new fancy pants on them. I said, "Where did you get that?" He said, "I had to get them from America because you can't get it here. There's nobody supplying them. Or I had to get them in from the UK." And I think one day I said, "Look, let it with me. I'd see can I get you a pair of trousers or maybe a pair of boots or something." So it kind of snowballed from that. Customers coming and saying, "Can you get me this? Can you get me that?" So we started just stocking the fast moving parts of chainsaw equipment, as in just the trousers, just the boots, the helmet, the gloves, that kind of carrying, just the PPE side of things. We were breaking up for our Christmas break. This must be back, it must be 15 or 16 years ago. And I decided, I tell you what I'm going to do a brochure. I'm going to set up my own, learn how to make a brochure. So I spent 2 weeks of my Christmas break designing a brochure.
Wait, and 15, 16 years ago? What were you doing
I still have that brochure, by the way.
Go away.
I'll show it to you.
What did you design it on?
PDF. I just put them all in PDF and drag and drop pictures in and say, I can get this, I can get that, and I priced them and everything. Well, it took, like, the brochure was designed over the Christmas time, but obviously over after Christmas I had to go price to, like, can I get this type of Caribbean or can I get this pants, how much can I get it for? So I put it all together. I'd say by that end of February it actually went out. It cost a fortune to print like 100 of them and to post them off because there was no such thing as emails them days.
How big was it, like?
It was an A4 size, but something like 30 odd pages. Now some pages had one item per page. Do you know what I mean? Other items then had like 5 or 6 and all the descriptions were done in it.
You should have that in a frame up there.
So we still actually have it up above. I'm sure to the next time you're up. So I built a database, built a complete database of any of the forestry, the county councils, anybody who would use a saw, basically. Sent it out and sat in the shop for the week waiting for the phone to ring somebody. And I still remember the first day somebody rang, said, I'm looking for a couple of pairs of boots there. Can you send me up 3 of size 9s? I don't have 3 of them. So it just went on from then and then. Then, as like a previous conversation we had before, we put it all on a website. I designed the website. I can't remember the name of the software that we used. It was, again, now it must have been 14 years ago.
Was that the one when we came in that it was on, or was there
was
another one
previous
previous to that again?
It was previous to that again. So I put all the pictures of the carabiners and the harnesses and the ropes and the mowers and things like that, put it all up in it. Then he came in a couple of years later and it just exploded then from just like the professionalism of the site. It just went mad.
Well, we went on a journey there as well because there was 2 sites when we started. There was one for, especially for the tree surgeons and one for the consumer face site.
I forgot about that. Yeah, because we've evolved so much.
It had, yeah.
Even in the 10 years you're with us, it has evolved so much.
Yeah.
And the amount of different products now we do, like who would have known? Just say like 10 years ago, now I'm selling chemical pools or pools for chemicals.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
The chemical hot tubs and things. And
yeah,
that's actually quite a good part of our business now as well.
It's mad, like
it's weird. It's just like, so we had to find different products.
Yeah.
To like, if we were doing the pools, there was a branching off to do the chemicals. The attachments for the pools, the pumps. That was another good part of the business. Same thing now with the agricultural side of the tree surgery side of it. There is an awful lot to that as well. Like you have your, just physically for the climber to get up the tree, there's so many different ropes, so many different harnesses, and you have to have all the different sizes of the harness because there's all different shapes and sizes of climbers. So you can't just have one harness there. You have to have like 10, 12 harnesses there with like 3 small, 3 medium, 3 large. Because if somebody comes into your shop, somebody rings to say, can I have a large Turfelberg or harness, whatever it is. Oh no, we don't have that. It'll take a month to get. I'll get it from the UK or whatever.
Yeah.
So we did make a big investment of getting in
the stock.
Yeah. You have to have it. You have to have it.
It is mad though, like how I suppose how that the business have changed. Like even in the 10 years, I know it was like you said, it's been 29 years. Is the business there?
Yeah,
that you're there.
I'm there. I think it's 30 this year actually. 2004. No, 94. It was the October of 94 when I joined, so that's 29 years now.
It's unreal.
Yeah, it was just after the World Cup, I remember it. in 2000,
that one,
94.
Were Ireland in that one?
USA.
Oh, we were.
Roy Keane's debut, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
I remember it.
Those days will come back again, hopefully sometime.
Yeah.
Like, it is amazing though, but even in the last 10 years, the way, like when you started off, obviously your business, you were serving whatever, 10, 20 kilometres around here, and now it's the 32 counties of Ireland. But how much the business changes, like the product changes, the systems change. In 10 years, everything has evolved so fast.
Unbelievably.
And even from yourselves, like when I started with you, there was no pools, there was no hot tubs. There was none of that.
There was just lawn and garden machinery.
Yeah.
And the agricultural business.
Yeah.
And even then, the agricultural business, we were only scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Like we weren't in it. How would I say it? We weren't hugely involved in it.
Yeah.
We didn't put the massive investment into it until ye came along, and we saw then the huge potential with the site. Like your website is your shop, and your shop is 24/7 open. Then,
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you can have a lot more products actually on the site. And again, going back to the other thing, if just Joe Soap is at home of it Thursday evening and he needs something by Monday, and it says on the site that we have it. We have to have it, basically. Yeah. Like, cause he just say he's starting a job Monday, and we do break our back trying to get the thing out for that particular day. If it's ordered today, it'll leave today. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So people are well pleased with the efficiency and the speed of delivery. Because if they were buying it from the UK, sometimes it take a week to come in, and if it's wrong, they're trying to send it back, and there was an awful. So we saw a big market there, like we saw like that time 13, 14 years ago. We knew there was a market there for it, but it did take us a couple of years to perfect it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We'd made small changes every so often to make it as big as it is now.
Yeah. And that's the thing with any conversation we're having with people, it is like evolving and changing over time, and those changes build and build and build and build over time.
Compound effect.
Compound.
I love that quote. Have you read the book, by the way?
Which? The compound effect? No, I haven't actually.
It's very, very good. Harding.
I don't
it's
know.
Very good. You should read it. It's very good. Like small, intelligent changes over time, consistently, makes big changes.
fucking hell. You get a t-shirt with that on it.
Yeah. So
We're definitely cutting that clip out. Like.
I bring it into work. I actually do. So small changes over time, consistently.
Yeah.
It does work. So
Yeah.
like we might make a little tweak in the website. Like there's so much like more we want to do, and we can do.
Yeah.
But we can't do it all together. So we make these small changes, perfect it.
Yeah.
It snowballs onto something else. Then we'll do something else small. That's what we've done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
No, and it's worked really well, which has
Yeah.
been great. In terms then of, I suppose, the other side of the business, the more consumer. Actually, before I jump into that, you mentioned the UK. So obviously Brexit happened. So that probably had an impact from multiple areas in terms of suppliers, in terms of maybe also customers who were maybe using the UK who might not have done so anymore. What kind of impact did Brexit have on that side of the B2B side of the business for you?
mostly positive. We did have a few UK suppliers. We were forced into Europe as such to get our products directly from Europe ourselves. I still do deal with UK companies, but it's a bit of a nightmare. I say most business people will tell you that, dealing with the UK now, not just because of the actual suppliers themselves, but it's the paperwork and everything that's involved with buying from the UK. The actual consumer who wasn't buying from us and buying from the UK, with the customs charges and everything, it was a nightmare for them. So again, now we saw an opening there.
Yeah.
So again, we invested a lot more in buying larger stocks of more of a range of products, and it is working. It's working very well, actually.
Brilliant.
Because of to their detriment, it's good for us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So overall, positive for our business as such. Like
that's things change all the time. You just turn them into opportunities.
Yeah.
Basically.
Before, when we were we were buying from the UK companies, because it was fairly quick. Like you would have something over here in say 4 or 5 days. Boxes of, like, we might order 6 boxes of, just say t-shirts or whatever it is. But now when you're ordering from Europe, we get it by the pallet loads. We might get like 3 or 4 pallets. Like we might get 8 months of stock or 9 months of stock at any one time, which is easier. And we find it a lot easier because it's upstairs. It's on our website saying it's in stock. We've all the sizes, we've all the colours.
Yeah.
And it works for us. Works
So
very well.
it was a change for you, so though, in terms of your own processes, the way you worked. Like,
yes, but saying that, it was difficult at the very start when Brexit did happen, because we were still dealing with some UK companies, and it was an absolute nightmare trying to get stuff over.
Yeah.
The charges were, like, just say UPS, one day they might charge you €20, another time they come in and you're charged €280 for a product that's only €280 itself.
Oh, God.
Do you know what I mean? It was crazy. It was crazy. Do you know, it was just mental. And of course, the COVID times as well. It was just, our business went through the absolute roof during COVID.
Yeah, because that was a strange time. Yeah, because
I never forget it as long as I live.
Yeah, it was. I remember because during like the first, like the March, April, May period or whatever, obviously on our end we had clients dropping off left, right, and centre. Everybody was pulling marketing budgets everywhere, including yourself, probably for about 10 days.
Because we were listening to the news saying, we're all dead.
But everybody did.
Yeah.
But then obviously, on your side, you saw things like going up, it went crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody's in the garden.
No, but I do believe that was down to like the years of preparation. We had just launched the newer version of the website a year previous. And you were putting a lot of work into the SEO and getting the keywords right and everything.
You were there when people were looking. Yeah.
At that time, we were all set up to do it. We were all set up, ready to go for the rush.
Yeah.
Now, during COVID, as you know, there was a lot of businesses looking for websites.
Yeah.
Where they never had a website for, but it was too late. They missed the boat. For that initial rush, as such.
A lot did, for sure. Yeah. And especially, like, there was no actual strategy behind what they were doing a lot of the time.
They just wanted a website.
Yeah.
And I think I said this to you previously as well. Like, I've met a couple of business owners. I said, I'm getting a site now, I'm getting the grant. What was the grant called again? The Varadkar grant.
the Leo
Veraco
I can't-
brand, whatever it is for the
Leo
website.
Veraco.
I think you're getting $2,000.
The local enterprise.
Yeah.
Get your business online. I can't remember the name of
You're
that.
getting $2,000 for. I said
Yeah.
$2,000. You get nothing for $2,000 now.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
if you wanted a big
Yeah.
enterprise website, like how would I say it? Like a Shopify or whatever you wanted, like $2,000, you wouldn't get much if you want to sell a lot of products for that. Like,
Yeah, no, that'll like, and a lot of the people I suppose who did get it, like we had a lot of people who did go for it, and okay, the vast majority probably not too much came from it, but then there's one or two, and they sustained and they built and they
probably
built.
built on
There
it
is.
then
So it's probably
spent
worth
extra,
it's probably
yeah.
worthwhile in the long term, because
that's great
if
for them
one
now.
or two were,
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
businesses come out of it,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
just for the economy, it's worth it. Then
They're
yeah,
actually online now as such, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I know there was a lot of people trying to get in
you
involved
just
for
jumped
that
in because
initial rush.
but you had no other choice.
No.
Well, you were.
No, you didn't.
You know,
'Cause
Jesus,
you were left
if your
behind if you
if your
didn't
shop
have-
was closed, if you'd no other.
Yeah,
you had,
absolutely.
It's the only place you
Yeah.
could look like.
No, and I do feel sorry an awful lot of businesses who had to close.
Oh, it's rough as fuck. It's crazy kind of looking back, and now it's almost like a dream.
It's like every time I think of it, like it's a shudder. Like
Yeah.
we did very well out of it,
Yeah.
but the stress and the pressure of trying to get products,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
And then the Suez Canal happened, and of
fucking
course
yeah,
we
yeah,
had a
yeah.
lot of items on that boat, like the trampolines that people had deposits on them. Oh my God, I'll never forget them. The pressure and the stress.
I'd forgotten about the
Yeah,
canal.
and
yeah.
of course our stuff was on that boat. Oh, it was just mad, and she was delayed by, was it 6 weeks? I can't remember now. It was just a blur
either.
now. It was just crazy times, absolutely crazy times.
In terms of, so obviously you're there 29 years, I suppose online since you started probably 15 years. So you were early.
We were early birds. Yeah.
What would you say in the last, whether it's the 29 or the last 15, what in terms of if somebody's starting up a business or they're in the first few years of a business, what kind of advice would you give to them from, I suppose, from two aspects? One, from just something you've learned yourself over the last years, but also from like a mindset. Because one thing I always, and the whole team, when we work with E, Jesus, you just want to work for you. You're just so happy. You'll try everything. You'll give everything a go. Everybody loves to go up to the DFG. Like from a mindset point of view, like everything is so positive there, and I love that about you. How do you do that almost?
Like the three of us, both there's Kieran,
Yeah.
Greg, myself. Like we do get on like a house on fire, the three of us.
Yeah.
And I must say, like Kieran, how would I say? Like Kieran was, like he's of the older generation. Like, do you know what I mean? But I have to commend him for able to accept everything we've changed over the last 10 years. He was behind it all.
100%.
Where people of maybe his age, he was saying, oh no, we'll do it this way, we'll do this. But Kieran was open to all of this.
He was.
Do you know what I mean? Even though you came up now with a couple of meetings and some
look
of
at
the stuff I didn't understand what you were saying, but imagine what Kieran, like he was completely lost. But in fairness to him, he took it all in, and he was behind everything that we'd done as a project anyway for the last 10 years that we've been with you, which I have to commend him for that.
No, Kieran's brilliant. 'Cause every time I go, whether he's always like, all right, open up the stats, open up the laptop.
Yeah, he loves
show me
looking
the
at
number.
he loves looking at the numbers and the graphs and the figures, saying how many people visit our website and things. So, and as you know, young Greg, like we get on. Greg's very good with the customers as well.
Yeah.
And
that, I suppose, that's
like,
a big part of your business is the customer service side.
Yeah.
The fact that yes, you're 32 counties, it's all online, but people can still pick up the phone. They can still email you. There's still and you can see that in the reviews that like the
Now we will try our
customers
hardest.
at the heart.
We'll
of
try
what
our
you
hardest
do,
for
like.
people. We do, and we always trying to do it with a bit of humour.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A bit of humour, crack a joke here and there. Don't take life so seriously.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we're all going out in a box.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Might as well enjoy it.
We do try our hardest for the customer. Try to make it a good, positive experience as much as we can. Trying all these new TikToks and Twitters and making an idiot of myself and scooters and things like that. Do you know what I mean? But it does work. All these little small, going back to my quote a while ago, all these little small positive changes over time consistently, it does bring good vibes.
No, it does, man. It absolutely does. And but I the more and more as our business grows, and you see that if you can like just fucking have an environment where people are happy to work, surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
That creates the best work.
Yeah. Like it is a challenge. Dealing with the public is a challenge.
Yeah.
Every day is different. Every single day is different. 99% of them, it's easy going. It's grand. There's always one or two difficult customers who might have a different point of view of you, and it's and you just deal with it.
Yeah.
Help them as best as we can. We've seen an awful lot more of that because we've just in the 10 years that you've been with us. Like we used to be, as you know, we used to just deal with Cork City, maybe in around the but now we're 32 counties. Like we had a man come down from Wexford yesterday, drove all the way down from Wexford to buy a product yesterday.
Drove down
3 hours, 3 hours 20 minutes it took him.
Jeez.
And he spent 20 minutes in the shop, asked to go to the loo, and he drove back again.
He didn't buy it? He bought something.
Oh, he bought something.
Oh, that's
he knew exactly what he wanted.
Oh, okay.
He knew exactly what he wanted to get a feel for it. So that's why we have the physical shop as well. But going back to your question, as in like if you had a bit of advice for somebody coming in, I would get in help from the likes of 3v1 yourself. Listen to what you have to say. You know the market. Well, maybe not that type of market or whatever this person is getting into, but you know how to get that market out there. I'd listen, employ someone like yourselves.
So I suppose it probably goes for marketing. It probably goes for other areas as well. So basically what would be find the people who know what they're doing in spaces where you don't know. So
exactly.
Know your weaknesses.
Exactly.
Like,
100%. Yeah. I'd be all for that. Another bit of advice would be to stay positive. Read positive things.
Yeah.
Like the Compound Effect book, which I love. Rich Dad Poor Dad. Read all these things. They're all good positive stories.
Yeah.
And have a mentor, as in have to look up to somebody who's been there, who's done it.
Is that Kieran for
Just
you?
say, well, Kieran is a huge part of my my absolutely 100%, definitely, without a doubt. Like when I joined as a mechanic. I had no sales skills, none at all whatsoever. I had no internet skills. I had no marketing skills. I had no skills because, like, I still remember when I was in school, and I was in technology, and my teacher, who's actually a customer of mine, and he calls in regularly. But during class one day, he said, "Greg, will you stay behind after class? I want to talk to you." And I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, again? What did I do now?" So he said to me, there's a man out in Douglas, he's looking for an apprentice mechanic, a two-stroke mechanic, a lawn and garden machinery mechanic. And I was like, my mother wouldn't let me leave school. This is 6 months for the leaving cert.
Go away. And
so he said, look, I know you're good with your hands and I know you want to get fixing things. I've no interest in school with me, but just no interest in books and not for me. So I went home, told my mum. I should ring him anyway. I was like, what? Serious? So I rang Kieran. That was the Tuesday. I was out for the interview on the Wednesday and I started work there on the Saturday. And I didn't even know where Frankfield was. I was born and bred in Mayfield. I was living in Banduff, Ballyvalan at the time. And I remember my father to bring me out for the interview. So we had to get a bus from Mayfield to town. From town to Turner's Cross. We'd walk from Turner's Cross to Frankfield.
Up to Frankfield.
And I had to do that for 6 months before I got my motorbike. But I didn't even know where Frankfield was. That'll tell you.
Mad.
And I started, so Kieran taught me everything about engines and dealing with customers. I had a bit of retail experience before that. I was working in a place called Young Ireland. We do sell uniforms.
Okay.
So that's where I started. And I'd be fairly confident talking to people anyway. I've no issues talking to them. But all through the years then, I just learned how to deal with customers, how to look after this and that. So yeah, Kieran would be a big part of it. But like we had a lot of customers come in as well, and successful customers, and I'd be always very inquisitive. How did you do this? What did you do now to make it thing? So I was inquisitive, and I looked it up and researched.
You can see that came true, like when you were fucking online 15, 16 years ago or whatever before.
Yeah.
You know, the vast majority of any small retail really wasn't doing much.
No.
So that being I suppose it puts you in the mindset of being ahead of the game, I suppose.
And I still want to do, every year I'm looking for something new that nobody else has been doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when we first started doing the drop shipping, maybe for the trampolines, there's nobody else doing them now.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it now.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like the different ways of marketing.
Yeah.
Like we do come up with different ideas, and they do work. They do
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
They
But
do
what
work.
we were doing
Was ahead
7,
of the game.
8 years ago, and now everybody's doing it. Say, like,
exactly.
Yeah.
So we still have to, and like, I'm not looking in the rearview mirror all the time. I want to look forward.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what's next? What can we do now to increase our business, or what can we do differently than everybody else?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even them, again, now going back to this compound effect, make this small change, and if we do it right over time, how does that help
Massive
our business
impact.
then later on? And it does, and it has worked through the years. We have a knack at coming up with something. Do you know what I mean? We have the knack.
But there's the collaborative approach, though, because you were saying, oh, listen to us. But it also takes people with an attitude who are like, yeah, let's fucking do it. And that makes such an impact, because it gives, like, just taking the guys in the office or when they're out here in the studio coming up with ideas. We could come up with some completely off the wall shit, and you'll be like, you'll be the clients who'll be like, yeah, let's give it a go, let's go.
No,
But
in fairness, when we do get the emails with things, I'm like, oh no, God, do I really have to do that? I'm 46 years of age, really.
But it does, because the more you put out, you're going to figure out, okay, that worked, that didn't work.
Yeah.
We know that worked. Okay, let's put budget behind that and target the people who are interested in that, and then boom, off that one goes. And so the more things you try, you'll find what actually works.
that's
Like,
true,
not everything's going to be a home run.
No.
But there'll be ones in there that are.
Yeah.
And
I know it's been fun. It's been great fun.
Yeah, Jesus. And that is the thing.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm like, if you can make stuff fun, it makes things an awful lot
Oh, it does,
better.
yeah. And people can see. I think people will get a vibe when they come into the shop anyway that it's a positive.
Yeah.
It's always very positive, and I think it's easier to sell something if you have confidence in what you're selling. It's so easy to sell
And
that product.
the knowledge, especially on the
knowledge
on the
And
Abra
do
side.
you know what we're seeing now an awful lot of? I'm not sure that I said this to you before. Where the art of selling is not what it used to be. No, I'm probably saying that wrong. People are coming into the shop and they're showing me a screenshot of the website. Can I have this, please? They're buying done already, even before I say, like, this is the Still 339. It comes with the AK30 battery. This will last you up to 400 square meters of a lawn. It takes you an hour to charge it. I don't have to sell. They've it all done already, because everything is on the website.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's many times a day that happens.
Yeah.
Do you know, they ring and say, can you send me out the MS600 saw or something? Do you know what I mean? And I say, oh, I didn't even have to try and sell that. Okay.
So they're not really coming in to browse. They're coming in. They know what they want.
know what they want.
It's just like that guy from Wicklow knew exactly what.
he
I
knew
just
exactly
wanted to see it in the real life.
But what they don't realise is the amount of work and effort and money went into that website.
Yeah.
From both yourselves and ourselves. Like young Greg, he's fantastic with the website. Everything that needs updating, he would done straight away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
No,
he's very
fantastic. And it is
he's very
like
on the ball when it comes to descriptions and pictures. Like, if something is distorted, it doesn't look right. If it's not right, it won't go up on the site.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It has to be right.
And that's the thing as well. I suppose a lot of people don't realize, especially like there's it's thousands of products on that site. Like, and it's like you need somebody in house with you who can support that, because it's very, because again, it comes back to like the product knowledge. Ye have that. We don't have that.
Yeah.
We know we can get that right product in front of the right person.
I was saying to you a while ago about it, somebody coming into business, like, you don't know their particular market.
Yeah.
But you know how to get their market to the masses.
Yeah. And we know we can create the fun content that's going to make them want to shop for me, or create the emotional content that's going to make them connect with your brand. Actually, which leads me nicely to that video we did earlier this year with the Soul Bandits.
Oh, yes.
That
was superb. Absolutely magnificent.
We were really happy with it.
If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's class. It's very, very good.
I'll put the link in the show notes. And even if you've no interest in people climbing up trees and cutting trees and tree surgeon, it's well worth a watch.
Yeah.
But that was a big departure in terms of how we marketed it before. Because a lot of what we did was the fun stuff, the more direct,
Making Egypt for ourselves.
making Egypt to yourselves, and then
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
the 10 times you made an Egypt for yourself, one popped. Let's go with that one. But this
yeah,
was
you can
this
see
was
the serious side of it.
Yeah.
Like the tree surgery, the climbers out there. I mean, it is a very serious business. It's a very dangerous business. These lads, what to put themselves through physically
Yeah.
and mentally every day is because you have to be mentally aware of the dangers around you all the time. You have to look up to them.
Yeah.
Physically, you do, because they're climbing trees.
But obviously I thought I knew the business quite well. Then I saw this and just hearing the stories that they had, it was like, fuck me.
Yeah, it's a serious
Yeah.
business. It's a serious business. Like, not everybody could become a tree surgeon.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Now, like I've spoken to just say David Law now, who have a training school down in East Cork. Like he often telling me about lads who are bursting to be a tree surgeon. They get all the equipment. They come up to me and buy all the equipment. They go down. They start the course. The first day of the course is all kind of like theory stuff. Then you're out in the woods practicing. They get up 20 meters and they're like frozen. They can't budge.
Yeah.
And you don't know till you're actually
Till
up
you're
there
up there.
hanging on a rope. Like I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to do it.
No.
So these lads, they're fearless, jumping from branch to branch and knocking big boulders of tree thing down within an inch. They're gifted. They're absolutely gifted and brave people. And it's great to see as well that there's more females coming into the business now as well. It's great to see.
It is, yeah,
great to see.
it is brilliant, and it is like, it's an industry that I'd say a lot of people don't even know about.
No, like if I said
Yeah.
to you now, I'm an arborist.
People don't even know what that word is.
What's that?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Tree surgeon, you'd figure it out even if you didn't
Yeah.
know. But it's like, and Max, our creative director, was kind of digging into this world when they were coming up with the concept for it, and Megan as well, and like even they were being drawn into us, like coming up with not coming up with the storylines, but seeing the stories that these these guys had. Yeah. So
and I think John touched on it actually during the video. You'd probably hear it when you see it. It's like most of my friends don't know what I'd be doing, what I go through in a day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's no, they're brave people.
Yeah, it's a
They're
great
brave people.
It's a whole other world.
Yeah, they're great to deal with. Actually, they're a good bunch. You'd have a good crack with them.
Yeah.
You'd have a good laugh with them. We've often been away at like weekend training camps and stuff. We might go and either support them or have a little stall there or something. Like we went to the European Tree Climbing Championships back in, must be back maybe 8 or 9 years ago, from Monza in Italy. Myself and Kelly, Kieran's daughter, she was working with us at the time, and we had a great weekend with them. Like I must say they're a special bunch of people, a special bunch of people. But it's a pleasure dealing with them. It's a pleasure dealing with them. Again, now it's like that side of the business is evolving so quick. As in the equipment, there's more and more new equipment coming out to make it easier for the climbers to get up and down.
And is there a lot around changes in terms of like the safety and the regulations as well?
Yeah, it's changing all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, that's changing all the time. The PPE, actually, the clothing they wear, it's getting a lot easier now as well, because it's not as thick and bulky. It's breathable, it's ventilated, it's way lighter, more flexible. So it's a lot easier than, say, the lads who were around, say, when I first started, say, getting into this business 15 years ago. It has evolved so much in every aspect between the equipment they use to get up the tree, even the saws, the chainsaws themselves. The boots are much lighter. They're much more affordable now as well. Now the stuff is expensive, still very, very expensive. But it's evolved so much. Yeah. So much. Like we have a rep. I got an email this morning. In fact, there's a rep coming to me. I know it's not coming up till whenever you said, but he's come to me in the next couple of weeks in July, and he said he have a load of new products to show us that hasn't been seen before.
Cool.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Again, now there's more stuff for us to learn. What does this do, and where does it fit, and what goes with what, and everything. But it's exciting. It's good.
Brilliant, man.
It's quite good.
No, I know the team had so much fun creating that
was
video.
an exceptionally cold day as well.
It was, there was snow.
It was an exceptionally cold day. Thankfully, I was wrapped up in an office somewhere.
But the snow added it look because it looks spectacular. So no, well worth a watch.
Billy and John were very good that day.
They were fantastic, and they were just lovely to work with as well. Yeah,
that's good. That's good. That's great.
Wrapping up, so man, you're in business. Things to that people should think about: staying optimistic.
100%. You have to be.
Yeah,
have to be.
Evolving, kind of rolling with the punches. You kind of, and in terms of like, I suppose it probably leads onto it. That's mindset as well, because rolling with the punches and evolving is. In a crisis, what are the opportunities? Or in a time when something's bad, how can I? You
have to be flexible.
Be positive. Yeah,
you'll have to.
Yeah.
God, I remember 28, 29 years ago. It was just myself and Kieran inside, and like it would be Saturday afternoon, buried underneath a tractor lawnmower, taking off a blade off a tractor mower. Who would have known now? 29 years later, we're selling hot tubs, swimming pools, chemicals, tree surgery equipment.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's mad.
So we evolved massively.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Massively. It's been a big success story. Which
great.
Like the three of us, I'd say we're all very proud of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we all worked very, very hard.
You work your asses off.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We worked very hard, but the best thing, we enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
and that comes across
off each other.
But that comes across so much.
Everyone gets wound up. Even my son now, Jack, to be in a couple of days a week with us now as well. And it just, the crack is great. You have to have it.
Yeah.
You have to have it.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? I think the customer feeds off that as well. If they come in and if you're like a negative person, you won't sell as much.
You won't sell
as much, and
you're not going to enjoy your day as much either.
No, the day's long enough. The day's long enough, but no, we enjoy it. It's good. It's good, and we're enjoying the wave we're on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just getting better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No, it's all thanks to yourselves and 3v1 and the lads you have behind you. Like, it's incredible. It's been a big help. Without, just say, like, our hard work and your hard work, we couldn't do without each other. It just wouldn't work. We wouldn't be where we are now without the work that you've done for us. Or likewise, like, us listening to you, your advice. It's just been incredible. But
we always say you can't market a bad product or a bad service. Well, you can, but it'll be found out very fucking quickly.
Would, yeah.
So like the fact that, first of all, you're around 30 years, but then the last 10, 15 years when you did come online like that, you look at the reviews, you look at the customer service, you look at the feedback on the product. It makes marketing the business a hell of a lot easier.
We get everything right.
No, of course not. Nobody does.
Yeah. But we do pick up sometimes, like, unintentionally. Do you know what I mean? But we learn from it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We do learn from stuff to say, like, there would be some instances you should be disappointed. Say, we should have done this better than.
I think.
Do you know what I mean? But I take that to heart. Well, I used to take it more heart to heart. But now I'm kind of like, look, you tried your best. Dust yourself down. We'll do it again. We'll do it better the next time. Do you know what I mean?
I think every business that's successful is like that, and it's learning from those mistakes.
Yeah.
If you're not making mistakes, there's something wrong, because you're not pushing yourself.
Bit of perfectionist I am. I don't like mistakes. But look, we make them, and I will continue to make them. We will, as a group.
Yeah.
But we learn from it. We'll scratch it off and just go again.
Brilliant.
Do you know what I mean? But it's we're enjoying it, as I say.
Yeah,
we're enjoying it. It's incredible.
That's the key to everything.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Thanks so much for your time.
Perfect. It's great to see you again.
Beautiful. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Business and Marketing Scoop. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to click that subscribe button in Spotify, in Apple Podcasts, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Each week, we have great people on talking about business, talking about marketing, giving amazing value and amazing insights. So please make sure you are subscribed.